Hi students, so welcome back to the channel. So today in this video we are going to discuss about the part 3 of polynomials, so in which we are going to discuss about the relationship between the coefficients and the zeros of the polynomials. So what we are going to discuss about, so we are going to discuss about the zeros and the coefficients. So what is the relationship between the coefficients and the zeros of the given polynomials, right? Now let us see how they are interrelated with each other, right? So first of all, so we are going to deal with a quadratic polynomial. So if I consider a quadratic polynomial, so in a quadratic polynomial, so if you observe, the general form of a quadratic polynomial is nothing but ax square plus bx plus c, where this a is not equal to 0. Now if you observe this, the coefficient of x square is nothing but a, coefficient of x is nothing but b, and here the constant term is c. So you need to remember this. So coefficient of x square is a, coefficient of x is b, and the constant term is c, right? So coefficient means nothing but the constant which is being multiplied with the given variable term, right? Now in this particular context, so we are going to discuss about the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. So already we have discussed about coefficients. Now let us talk about zeros. Now for suppose, let some alpha comma beta be the zeros of this particular given polynomial, right? So let alpha comma beta be the zeros of this particular quadratic polynomial. Now, so since this degree is 2, so we can clearly say it has only 2 zeros. So I have considered those 2 zeros as alpha and beta. Now what I am going to tell is, see, whenever you know there are 2 zeros, then we can clearly write the quadratic polynomial using these zeros. Now if I want to have the quadratic polynomial using these zeros, then I can simply write it as k times of x minus alpha into x minus beta, because when alpha beta are 2 zeros, that means they form 2 linear factors. So when I multiply those 2 linear factors, then I am going to get this particular quadratic polynomial. So when I multiply this, what I am going to get? So k times of, so how to do multiplication? So already we know. So what we are going to get? X square minus x into beta. So first of all, I multiplied x with x and x with minus beta, and after that I will be continuing multiplying with minus alpha with x and minus beta. Then what I am going to get? Minus alpha x plus alpha beta. So this is nothing but the thing that I get when I multiply, right? So this gives me k times of x square minus, so from these two terms I can take minus x as common. So if I take minus x as common, then I will be left with minus of alpha plus beta into, so that x I have written here, plus alpha beta, right? So this is nothing but the expression what I get when I multiply this particular equation, right? So when I multiply this with some constant k, so why we are multiplying with constant k means, so here a polynomial is not fixed, right? So whenever you multiply with some constant, the polynomial will change, but these zeros will not change. So from this what I can say? So k into x square minus k into alpha plus beta into x plus k times of alpha beta. So this is nothing but the expression, so quadratic polynomial that we get. But what we have discussed here, so for this particular polynomial these alpha beta are the zeros. But if you observe, it is in the form of ax square plus bx plus c, and this is in this particular form, right? Now if you want to say that these two polynomials are equal, because for this particular polynomial we have considered this alpha beta as the zeros, right? But by taking alpha beta as zeros, we got this particular polynomial. So if you want to say that these two are equal, then we need to equate those two. So how to do equation? So what I am going to get? Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to kx square minus k into alpha plus beta into x plus k times of alpha beta. Now if I want to say that these two are equal, then this x square coefficient should be equal to this x square coefficient. This x coefficient should be equal to the x coefficient of right hand side. The same way constant should be equal to the constant, right? Now from this on comparison, what I can say? A is equal to some k. A is equal to some k. The same way when I compare x coefficient, so when I compare x coefficient, what you are going to get? B is equal to minus k times of alpha plus beta. So which is nothing but B is equal to minus k times of alpha plus beta. Now next, what about constants? So here constant is C, on right hand side constant is k times of alpha into beta. So from this what I can write? C is equal to k times of alpha into beta. Now if you observe, here A is equal to k. So wherever you find k, can you replace with A? Right, then this becomes B is equal to minus A times of alpha plus beta. The same way C is equal to A times of alpha into beta. Now if you observe, here A, B, C are nothing but the coefficients, right? And alpha, beta are nothing but the zeros. Now since we need the relationship between zeros and the coefficients, so simply what I can say from this? Alpha plus beta is equal to minus B by A. Since this is product form, so when you bring it to the other side, it becomes divided by. So from this, alpha into beta is equal to C by A. Now what is the meaning of this? So here alpha and beta are zeros, we know, but how they are? Here alpha beta we know they are the zeros, but how they are? So what is the arithmetic operation that is being followed here? Now from this I can say that this is nothing but we can read it as sum of zeros. So this particular alpha into beta we can read it as product of zeros. So we can read it as product of zeros. So what is B here? So B is nothing but x coefficient, no? A is nothing but x square coefficient. Here C is constant term, A is x square coefficient, right? So from this we can deduce the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. So from this sum of zeros I can give it as minus of x coefficient by x square coefficient. So I can say it as sum of zeros is equal to minus x coefficient by x square coefficient. Next I can write the product of zeros as, so product of zeros is nothing but given by constant by x square coefficient. So here what I am going to do is, so in problem solving I will be using this particular thing as SOZ, and this particular thing I will be using it as POZ. So this is nothing but the shortcut. So while solving the problems we are going to make use of these notations. Okay, so from this what you have understood, sum of zeros is nothing but minus x coefficient by x square coefficient, product of zeros is nothing but constant by x square coefficient. So whenever you are having a quadratic polynomial, so always in the denominator you will find the leading coefficient. So leading coefficient means nothing but x square coefficient, right? Now from this we can deduce one more formula. So what is that formula is, see, if alpha comma beta are zeros of polynomial, then what I can say is quadratic polynomial. So if I want quadratic polynomial, I can write it as, then quadratic polynomial is, so I can represent the quadratic polynomial as, so k times of x square minus of sum of zeros into x plus product of zeros. So this is nothing but the formula which we can directly make use of when you are given the zeros, right? So this I can write as k times of x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. So here since it is a polynomial, so we are going to get a multiple of k. So this k is for our convenience, so we can replace k with 1 also, so that we are going to get a particular quadratic polynomial, right? So while solving the problems, so you need to read the question carefully, such that, so whether the given things are alpha beta or alpha plus beta comma alpha beta. So while solving the problems you need to understand these two particular situations. So if he gives you two zeros alpha and beta, so if he mentions that he has given zeros, then you need to understand that you are given with alpha and beta. Whereas if sum of zeros and product of zeros are given, then you need to consider one as alpha plus beta and the other as alpha into beta, right? So these are the two possible questions that are going to be asked in our particular class. Okay, now let us move on to the third degree. So what is third degree polynomial called? So the third degree polynomial is nothing but called as cubic polynomial. So we call that particular polynomial as cubic polynomial, right? So now let us discuss about a cubic polynomial. So how a cubic polynomial looks? So what is the general form? So the general form of cubic polynomial is, already we know, ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, where again the leading coefficient a should not be equal to 0. So this particular polynomial is nothing but the cubic polynomial, which is in its general form. Now since this is a cubic polynomial, so how many zeros will it contain? So it contains 3 zeros, right? Now what I am going to take is, so the same way how I have considered for quadratic polynomial, the same way I am going to consider for this cubic polynomial. So here what I am going to consider is, let alpha, beta, gamma are the zeros of this particular polynomial, or zeros of this cubic polynomial. So then how can I represent this cubic polynomial as? So this cubic polynomial I can write it as k times of x minus alpha into x minus beta into x minus gamma, because it is nothing but having 3 linear factors. So I can multiply, then what I am going to get? So k times of, so since already we know the multiplication of this, so in the previous proof we have discussed, right? So that I am going to write it as it is. So x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. So this product already we know. Now we need to multiply this with x minus gamma. Now let us multiply. So what I am going to get? So first of all multiply with x square everything. So x square into x is nothing but x cube, x square into gamma is nothing but minus gamma x square. Next what I am going to do is I am going to multiply this minus alpha plus beta into x with this. Then what I am going to get, minus of alpha plus beta into x square, minus into minus is nothing but plus. So when I multiply this with this, I am going to get alpha gamma plus beta gamma, right? So alpha gamma into beta gamma. So here you are going to get into x also. So alpha gamma into x plus beta gamma into x. Next I need to multiply with alpha beta. Then what I am going to get, alpha beta into x minus alpha beta into gamma. So this is nothing but the things that we are going to get when we multiply. Now if I write everything in order, so this is nothing but my x cube term. Next I am going to talk about x square. If you observe x square terms, so these two are nothing but x square terms, and overall I have minus. So if I take minus as common, then I am going to have alpha plus beta plus gamma into x square. Next in these three terms I have x, right? So if I take x as common, what I am going to get, alpha gamma plus beta gamma plus alpha beta into x minus alpha beta gamma. So this is nothing but the thing that we are going to obtain, right? Now when I multiply with k, what I am going to get, so I am going to get kx cube minus k times of alpha plus beta plus gamma into x square plus k times of alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. So here I have written this in order, minus k times of alpha beta gamma. So this is nothing but the expression what I am going to get when I multiply these three linear polynomials, right? Now next what I need to do, so when I want to bring out the relation between the coefficients and the zeros of the cubic polynomial, I need to compare their corresponding coefficients, right? Now from this what I am going to get, if I compare x cube coefficients, so when I compare x cube coefficients, so what I am going to get, so if I write it again here, so for our convenience, so what I am going to get, so a x cube plus b x square plus cx plus d is equal to k times of x cube minus k times of alpha plus beta plus gamma into x square plus k times of alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha into x minus k times of alpha beta gamma. So this is nothing but the equation that we get. Now on comparing the coefficients, so when you compare x cube coefficients, so what I will get, so a is equal to k. So clearly, so I am going to get a is equal to k, right? Next when I compare x square coefficients, so on left hand side we have b, on right hand side we have minus k times of alpha plus beta plus gamma. So this is nothing but the thing that I have left over here, right? Next comparing x coefficients, so here c is equal to k times of alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. Next, so when I compare the constants, so d is equal to minus k times of alpha into beta into gamma. So already I know a is equal to k, so instead of k I can replace with a. Then this becomes b is equal to minus a into alpha plus beta plus gamma. So from this what I can say, alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus b by a. So what we got in the earlier condition, right? Same way here also. So C is equal to a times of alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. So from this what I can say, alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to C by A. Now here if you observe, D is equal to minus A into alpha beta gamma. So from this, alpha into beta into gamma is given by minus D divided by A. So if you observe all the denominators, so all the denominators are nothing but the leading coefficient, right? Now let us see how will you read this. Alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus B by A. Now this particular alpha plus beta plus gamma, so this particular thing I can write it as, so already you know, so this is nothing but sum of zeros. So alpha plus beta plus gamma is nothing but sum of zeros. Alpha, so already alpha into beta into gamma, you know, this is nothing but product of zeros. So this we can write it as product of zeros. Now what is this special condition we call it as? So we can read this as sum of product of, so sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time. So this particular situation contains product as well as sum. So here sum of product of zeros. So first what is happening here? Product is happening, no? So how many zeros product is happening? 2 zeros at a time. So we are taking 2 zeros at a time and we are doing product. So for those products we are doing sum. So that's why we need to read it as sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time. Taken 2 at a time, right? So from this what I can say? So clearly sum of zeros is nothing but, so from this I can write it as, so from this I can give it as, so sum of zeros is equal to minus x square coefficient by, what is the leading coefficient here? It is nothing but x cube coefficient. So sum of zeros is nothing but minus x square coefficient by x cube coefficient. Next, sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time. Taken 2 at a time is nothing but given by x coefficient by x cube coefficient. The same way, next thing is product of zeros. So product of zeros is given by minus constant by x cube coefficient. So if you observe here, see here x cube and its coefficient, next x square and its coefficient, x and its coefficient constant. Now if you observe, if I want sum of zeros, I need to take the second coefficient by first coefficient, next third coefficient by first coefficient, fourth coefficient by first coefficient, right? Now here also we are going to have alternate plus minus convention, right? So first for sum of zeros we will start with minus, next sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time you will have positive, next product of zeros again you are going to have negative. That means alternately you are going to have plus minus concept, right? Now so based on this, so for suppose if you are given the 3 zeros of a polynomial as alpha beta gamma and you are asked to find out a cubic polynomial, then how will you write this cubic polynomial as? So k times of x cube minus of alpha plus beta plus gamma into x square plus alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha into x minus alpha, beta, gamma. So on substituting the values in place of this, you are going to get the cubic polynomial with the given zeros alpha, beta, gamma, right? So by using the zeros we can find out the cubic polynomial, and we can bring out the relation between the zeros and the coefficients of the given polynomials, right? Now let us go on with the problems related to this particular concept, right? So let's see the problems. See exercise 3.3. So exercise 3.3. So find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomials. So you need to find out the zeros of the given polynomials, and you need to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. So you need to bring out the relations, right? Now let us see x square minus 2x minus 8. So how to find out the zeros of this particular polynomial? So we are going to learn about this, right? So the first problem, so listen carefully so that you can easily understand. So I will go with a slow explanation, so then after you can continue with the next problems. So first of all, take the product of the x square term and the constant. So what you are going to get? So when you multiply, I am going to get minus 8x square, right? Minus 8x square. So this particular method we call it as middle term splitting method and taking factors. So for that, what I am going to get, x square into minus 8 is nothing but minus 8x square. Now after this, what we need to do is, so you need to split this into two factors, so two terms, such that their product, so product should be this particular value, and sum or difference should be the middle value, right? So we need to select those two particular terms. Now since it is minus 8x square, so 1x I am giving to this and I am giving to this. So when I multiply, I will be getting x square. When I add, then again we are going to do some times of x, right? Now minus 8. So how can I split this minus 8 as? So what are the factors of minus 8? So 1 8s or 2 4s, likewise 4 2s. So you will be getting that. So I can take it as 1 8s are 8 or 2 4s are 8, and after that you are going to get the reverse order of that, so which is being repeated, right? Now since I need minus 8, right? So when will you get minus? Either of these things should have at least one of the terms as minus. So here if you observe, in this particular case 1x and 8x, the difference is more, right? So either you can give minus to this particular term or this particular term. So you can give minus to any one of the term. So if you give minus to 1x, then automatically you are going to get 7x here. But what is the thing that we needed here? Minus 2x. So from this particular case it is not possible. So from this it is possible. So when I take, so since I need minus 2x, so I need to take minus for the bigger number. So if you observe this combination, so minus 4 into 2 minus 8x square, so we are getting the product of this, and next when I add these two, I am going to get this particular term, right? Now this particular middle term minus 2x I can write like this, 2x minus 4x. So then what I am going to get? So I can write this as x square plus 2x minus 4x minus 8. So from these two terms, what I can take common? I can take common x. So from this, what I am going to get? X plus 2. If I take minus 4 as common from the remaining two terms, I am going to get again x plus 2. So from these two terms, I can take x plus 2 as common. Then what I am going to get? X minus 4. So since what I need to find? I need to find the zeros. So I need to make this equal to 0. So from this what I can say, either x plus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 4 is equal to 0. So from this x is equal to minus 2, so from this x is equal to 4. So from this what I can say, minus 2 comma 4 are the zeros. So minus 2 comma 4 are zeros of this particular polynomial, right? Now next what we need to do, we need to verify the relation. So before going to that, so first of all we are going to find out sum of zeros. So already we have discussed, I am going to express this in short form. So sum of zeros, how much? So minus 2 plus 4. So what is the value of 4 minus 2? Is nothing but 2. The same way product of zeros. So what is product of zeros? So minus 2 into 4, which is nothing but minus 8. So this is nothing but by obtaining the zeros, and we have done sum of zeros and product of zeros. Now next, verifying the relation. So how to verify the relation? So already we know the formula for sum of zeros. So sum of zeros is given by minus x coefficient by x square coefficient, right? Minus x coefficient by x square coefficient. So what is the formula? So minus of, what is x coefficient here? So x coefficient is already minus 2 divided by x square coefficient is 1. So from this, so minus of minus 2 is nothing but plus 2. So sum of zeros, here we got 2, here also we got 2. Next, product of zeros. So product of zeros is nothing but given by constant by x square coefficient. So from this, what is constant here? So constant is minus 8 by 1, which is nothing but minus 8. So we got both product of zeros as the same, right? So if you don't know how to take the coefficient, so x square coefficient here it is 1, x coefficient is nothing but minus 2, and the constant is minus 8, right? So here if you observe, the given term is, so given polynomial is in terms of s, not x, right? Now we need to find out for this. Now how to find? So first of all, consider the product of these two terms. So what is the value? So 4s square into 1 is nothing but 4s square. So yes I need to split. Next, what are the factors of 4? So 1 4s are 4 or 2 2s are 4. So by taking 1 4s are 4, either you get plus 5 or 3, right? So then the only possibility that we have is 2s, right? So 2s. But here what is the middle term? It is in negative form, right? So but here what I need positive. So when I multiply both negatives, then I will get positive, no? So that means this middle term I can split it as minus 2s and minus 2s. So I can write this as 4s square minus 2s minus 2s plus 1. Now how can I write this as? So I can take 2s as common from the first term, then I will be left with 2s minus 1. If I take minus 1 as common, so I will be getting 2s minus 1. So overall what I can take common? 2s minus 1. So when I take 2s minus 1 as common, again I will be getting 2s minus 1. So from this what I can say? S is equal to 1 by 2 comma 1 by 2. So like how we have found the zeros by equating it to 0. So s is equal to half comma half. So I am going to get both the values as same. Now let us go with the sum of zeros. So what is sum of zeros formula? So here there is no formula because we have found already the zeros. Half plus half is nothing but 1. Next, product of zeros is given by, so half into half. So what is the value of half into half? It is nothing but 1 by 4. So these are nothing but the values which we obtain by solving the value of zeros, right? Now by using the concept of relation. So what is sum of zeros formula? So sum of zeros is nothing but given by, so sum of zeros is equal to minus x coefficient by x square coefficient, right? What is x coefficient here? Minus 4. So minus of minus 4 divided by 4. So minus of minus 4 is nothing but 4. So 4 divided by 4 is nothing but 1. So we got both the values as same, right? Next, coming to product of zeros. So product of zeros means it is nothing but constant. So what is constant here? 1 by s square coefficient, which is nothing but 4. In both the situations we got the same answer, right? So this is about product of zeros and sum of zeros and verification of them, right? Now let us move on to one more question. If you observe this particular situation, so whenever you want to factorize, so first of all write the given polynomial in decreasing, in the powers of their decreasing order, right? So I can write as 6x square minus 7x minus 3. Now go on with splitting method. So what I am going to do, 6x square minus into minus 3 is nothing but minus 18x square. Minus 18x square. Now we need to split this. So x. Now you need to choose it wisely. So 18 I need to get the difference as 7. So I know that 9 2s are 18 and the difference is 7. But I need minus 7, so I need to give minus to the bigger number. So if I multiply these two, I am going to get minus 18x square, right? Now this middle minus 7x I can write it as, so I can write as 6x square minus 9x plus 2x minus 3. So from this two terms, what I can take common? I can take 3x as common. I will be getting 2x minus 3 plus, if I take 1 as common, I will be getting 2x minus 3. So among these two I can take again 2x minus 3 as common, then I will be left with 3x plus 1. Now what are the zeros of this particular polynomial? So what I can say, 3 by 2 comma minus 1 by 3. So if I make it equal to 0, so x is equal to 3 by 2. If I make this equal to 0, I will get minus 1 by 3. So what I can say from this, 3 by 2 and minus 1 by 3 are the zeros. So clearly, so from this, so first of all we are going to find sum of zeros and product of zeros. So sum of zeros is nothing but 3 by 2 minus 1 by 3. So LCM is 6. So 3 3s are 9 minus 2 1s are 2. So what I am going to get, 7 by 6. In the same way, product of zeros, so 3 by 2 into minus 1 by 3. So this 3 and numerator 3 gets cancelled. So I am left with minus 1 by 2. So this is nothing but by using the zeros. Now by using the relation. So what is sum of zeros formula? Sum of zeros is nothing but minus x coefficient by x square coefficient. What is x coefficient here? So don't go with this particular expression. So you need to move on with this particular expression, right? So what is x coefficient here? Minus 7 divided by 6. So from this what I am going to get, 7 by 6. So verified. Next, product of zeros. So product of zeros means constant. So what is constant here? So constant is minus 3 by 6, which is nothing but minus 1 by 2. So this is also verified, right? Next, moving on to the next question. So here there is no constant term. So if there is no constant term, then it is 0. Now whenever you don't have any constant term, so directly take common from these two terms. So what you can take common from these two terms? So 4u I can take common, right? So I can take common 4u. So 4u if I take common, here I am left with u plus 2. So to find out zeros, what I should do? So I need to make either this to 0 or equal to 0. So from this, so 4 times of u is equal to 0 or u plus 2 is equal to 0. So from this, u is equal to 0 or u is equal to minus 2. So from this what I can say, 0 comma minus 2 are the zeros of this particular polynomial. So from this I am going to find sum of zeros and product of zeros. What is sum of zeros? So 0 minus 2, which is nothing but minus 2. Next, product of zeros. So product of zeros is nothing but given by 0 into minus 2. So which gives me 0 here. Now by using the relation, so sum of zeros is nothing but minus x coefficient by x square coefficient, right? What is, sorry, here u coefficients, right? U coefficient by u square coefficient. So what is u coefficient here? 8. U square coefficient is 4, which gives me minus 2. Next, about product of zeros, is there any constant term here? So 0 by 4, which gives me 0. So both the situations we have verified, right? Now t square minus 15, 3x square minus x minus 4. So you please do it yourself. So try it and post your answers in the comment box, right? So here t coefficient is 0. So coefficient of t is 0. So using that concept, you need to do this here, usual form. So you need to proceed, right? Next, moving on to the next model. So what he has given, so you need to find out quadratic polynomial. So already we have discussed now how to find out the quadratic polynomial, but here you need to observe what is given. So with the given numbers as the sum and the product of zeros, so that means sum means he has given alpha plus beta, product of zeros means he has given alpha into beta, right, respectively. So since he is saying respectively, that means first term is alpha plus beta, second number is alpha into beta. So using that particular concept, we are going to find out the quadratic polynomial, right? So to find this quadratic polynomial, so what is the formula that we have? So k times of x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. So this is nothing but the formula which we are going to use here. Okay, now for the first question, what is alpha plus beta given? So alpha plus beta is nothing but 1 by 4, alpha into beta is equal to minus 1. So from this, my quadratic polynomial is given by k times of x square minus of 1 by 4 into x plus of minus 1. So here k times of x square minus x by 4 minus 1. Now to make this polynomial with integer coefficient, so what I am going to do is I am taking k value is equal to 4. So put k is equal to 4, then my quadratic polynomial is nothing but equal to, so 4 into x square minus, so for this particular situation 4 gets cancelled, then I will be left with x minus 4. So this is nothing but the quadratic polynomial that I get when sum of zeros is 1 by 4 and product of zeros is minus 1. Now let us move on to this particular situation. So here the alpha plus beta is nothing but given by root 2, alpha into beta is given by 1 by 3. Then so already we know the formula. So from the formula, if you substitute, so quadratic polynomial is given by k times of, so it is nothing but k times of, so it is k times of x square minus of root 2 into x plus 1 by 3, right? So here if you want to get, so if you want to get rid of this by 3, so what I can take, so put k is equal to 3. So when I keep k is equal to 3, I am going to get the quadratic polynomial as 3x square minus 3 root 2x plus 1. So if you want to keep it as it is, so no need to substitute the value of k. So if you want to see this in a particular way, so then you can substitute any values of k here, right? Now so using this particular concept, so please try to solve this problem and this problem. Okay, so try it yourself. So by using the concept of this particular thing, so by using this formula, So please try to solve these two questions and comment your answers in the comment box. Okay, next. So let us see this question, and this one is for you. Now let us see this minus 1 by 4 and plus 1 by 4. So alpha plus beta is equal to what is given? Minus 1 by 4. Alpha into beta is given as 1 by 4. So once again, if we recall this formula, so what we are going to get? So k times of x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. So when I substitute, so k times of x square minus of minus 1 by 4 into x plus 1 by 4. Now to get it in proper order, so what I am going to do? So put k is equal to 4. Then what I am going to get? So 4 into x square plus x by 4 plus 1 by 4. So when I multiply with 4, I am going to get 4x square plus x plus 1, because in these two situations, so 4 in the denominator gets cancelled with this particular 4, right? So this problem you try it, so already you know what to do, right? Next, moving on to the next model. See, here also we need to find out quadratic polynomial only, but here what he has given, so zeros are given as alpha beta. So here the zeros are, so alpha is equal to 2 is given, beta is equal to minus 1 is given, right? So whenever he separately mentions that the roots are, so zeros are given, so you need to take in this particular way. So already we know the formula for this quadratic polynomial is given by, so k times of x square minus of alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. So directly I can substitute here, so x square minus of, so 2 minus 1 into x plus 2 into minus 1. So what I am going to get? K times of x square, 2 minus 1 is nothing but 1, 1 into minus, so minus x minus 2. So here what I am going to do is, so put k is equal to 1. Then my quadratic polynomial becomes x square minus x minus 2. My quadratic polynomial is nothing but x square minus x minus 2. Otherwise, so what you can do is, so directly take alpha value as root 3, beta value as minus root 3. So what are the things that are given? Just take it, and after that, so first of all you find out sum of zeros. So root 3 minus root 3, which gives me 0. Product of roots, so product of zeros is nothing but alpha into beta, so root 3 into minus root 3. So root 3 into minus root 3 is nothing but minus root 3 whole squared. So what I am going to get? I am going to get minus 3. So first of all you separately find out sum of zeros and product of zeros, then substitute in the polynomial. So x square minus of alpha plus beta is nothing but 0, so 0 into x plus alpha into beta is nothing but minus 3. So which gives me k times of x square minus 3. So here to get it in proper order, so put k is equal to 1. So from this quadratic polynomial is equal to x square minus 3. Understood? So here you can do in this particular way or this particular way. So first of all you find out sum of zeros, product of zeros, and then substitute, or directly you can substitute. So either of the ways, so gives you the answer, right? Now, so there are two questions for you, so you can try it on your own, right? Next, moving on to one more question. See, this is so one of the most important questions, so mostly asked for 4 marks, right? So first of all you need to verify that these are the zeros of this particular cubic polynomial, and after that what you need to do, you need to check out the relation between zeros and the coefficients. So first of all we are going to verify. So first verification process. So first for verification, so first of all what I am going to do is, so I am going to consider this particular polynomial as some p of x. Now p of x is nothing but the given polynomial, which is given by x cube plus 3x square minus x minus 3. So this is the given polynomial. Now one by one I am going to verify. So first verification for 1. So for 1 what I should do? So put x is equal to 1. So when I put x is equal to 1, so p of 1 is equal to 1 cube plus 3 into 1 square minus 1 minus 3. So if I simplify, 1 cube is 1 plus 3 minus 1 minus 3. So minus 1 plus 1 plus 3 minus 3 gets cancelled, which is equal to 0. Since p of 1 is equal to 0, that means what we can say? 1 is 0 of p of x. So 1 is 0 of p of x. So first one verified. Next for minus 1. So for minus 1 what I should do? So put x is equal to minus 1. So when I substitute x is equal to minus 1, that means I am going to find out the value of p of minus 1. So this gives me minus 1 whole cube plus 3 into minus 1 whole square minus of minus 1 minus 3. Now minus 1 whole cube is nothing but minus 1 plus 3 into minus 1 whole square. So any power 2 is nothing but positive value only. So minus of minus 1 is plus 1 minus 3. So minus 3 plus 3 gets cancelled, plus 1 minus 1 gets cancelled. So what I got? So p of minus 1 is equal to 0. So from this clearly what I can say? Minus 1 is also a 0 of p of x. So minus 1 is also a 0 of p of x. Next we are going to verify the third one. So the third one, what is that? Minus 3. So for that what I am going to do? Put x is equal to minus 3. So when I put x is equal to minus 3, that means I am going to find out the value of p of minus 3. So p of minus 3 gives me, so minus 3 whole cube plus 3 into minus 3 whole square minus of minus 3 minus 3. So minus 3 whole cube gives me minus 27, because I am having odd power, no? So odd power gives me negative value. So minus 3 whole square is 9, 9 3s are plus 27. So minus of minus 3 is nothing but plus 3 minus 3. So minus 27 plus 27 plus 3 minus 3 gets cancelled. So which gives me p of minus 3 is equal to 0. So p of minus 3 is equal to 0. So when p of minus 3 is equal to 0, then what I can say? So minus 3 is also a 0 of p of x. Now since we have found all the zeros, no, because since it is a cubic polynomial, so it contains only 3 zeros. So we have verified all the 3 zeros, right? Now one by one we are going to find out the relation. So sum of zeros, alpha plus beta plus gamma is nothing but 1 minus 1 minus 3. So what is its value? It is nothing but minus 3. Next, sum of product of zeros taken 2 at a time. So alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha, which is nothing but, so 1 into minus 1 is nothing but minus 1. So minus 1 into minus 3 is nothing but plus 3. Next, minus 3 into plus 1 is nothing but minus 3. So minus 3 plus 3 gets cancelled. Its value is given as minus 1. Next, product of zeros, alpha into beta into gamma. So if you multiply these three values, so what I am going to get? I am going to get 3. So 1 into minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 into minus 3 is plus 3. Now we need to check the relations, right? So I got alpha plus beta plus gamma value as minus 3, alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha value as minus 1, alpha beta gamma is equal to 3. Now I need to verify the relations, right? So first of all, sum of zeros. So what is sum of zeros? Formula we have relation. So it is nothing but given by minus x square coefficient by x cube coefficient, right? So which gives me minus x square coefficient, so which is nothing but 3 divided by x cube coefficient is 1, so which I got it as minus 3. So if you observe, so both the values are same, right? Next, if I take alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha, so which is given as, so x coefficient by x cube coefficient. So from the polynomial, what is x coefficient here? It is nothing but minus 1 divided by x cube coefficient is 1. So minus 1 by 1 is minus 1. So this also we verified. Next, product of zeros. What is product of zeros? It is nothing but minus constant by x cube coefficient, right? Now what is constant? So minus, what is constant here? Minus 3 divided by x cube coefficient is 1, so which gives me 3. So from this I have verified the product of zeros also. So by taking the zeros, whatever the things that we got here, so by comparing the coefficients also we got the same answers. That means we have verified the relation between zeros and the coefficients. So from this what I can say, so sum of zeros is nothing but minus x square coefficient by x cube coefficient. Sum of product of zeros taken two at a time is nothing but x coefficient by x cube coefficient. Product of zeros is nothing but given by minus constant by x cube coefficient. So these all are nothing but the things, so which we have in our exercise 3 of 10th class polynomials, right? So we will meet again with the next exercise, so where we are going to learn about the division algorithm and the process of division in the polynomials. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed the channel, so please subscribe the channel. So please try to watch the full videos, right? So thank you for watching the video. So thank you for supporting the channel.